Who among us hasn't had an encounter with a creepy doll? Perhaps there was one in your own collection as a child that just didn't fit in. It always seemed to be watching you. It made you feel weird. It was the one you avoided playing with. Maybe your sister had a baby alive doll that was just a little bit too alive for your comfort zone. Or maybe you remember your brother's G.I. Joe smiling at you once. And everyone knows G.I. Joe never smiles. Even as adults, many of us continue to have this irrational anxiety around playthings that other people deem cute and cuddly. "Oh, come on," your friends will say. "It's just a doll." You smile and nod, silently thinking, "Yeah, but..." Have we seen too many Chucky movies, or is there an element of truth behind our primitive fears? Actually, there are many reasons to believe that our primitive ancestors did contribute to our darker perceptions of dolls. After all, dolls have been around since ancient times, when belief in magic, monsters, and all things supernatural and preternatural was the norm. Roman girls, after they were too grown up to play with toys, dedicated their wooden dolls to goddesses. Sometimes these dolls were then used in magical rituals connected to that particular goddess. In ancient Egypt, priests and magicians used puppets, small effigies of human beings, in ceremonies intended to rid the body of evil or to place curses on those who defied the will of the gods. Early Germanic and Scandinavian tribes were known to use puppets in their various ceremonies. The tradition continued through the ages and was an essential part of European paganism and witchcraft. Records from the Salem witch trials, which cite the use of puppets, show the eventual transference of these practices to the New World. Of course, when many people think of evil dolls, they think of voodoo dolls. The modern voodoo doll is actually a New World creation, resulting from the mix of West African voodoo practices brought over by slaves and European traditions involving puppets. African voodoo used effigies called the bosio that were designed to be mediators to the spirit world. The belief was that through the bosio, contact could be made with ancestors and deities in order to obtain help, protection, and other needs. The doll itself was not the source of power, merely the vessel through which communication and change took place. Eventually, the two traditions, African and European, merged into what is now recognized as the voodoo commonly practiced in places such as Louisiana and Haiti. From that mix came varying types of puppet-style dolls used in rituals to effect both good and bad results. While many practitioners of voodoo and other mystical arts utilize dolls in their rituals for positive reasons, like bringing about love, health, and prosperity, there are ill-intentioned individuals who use them for malevolent purposes. Father Gabriela Amorth, Rome's former chief exorcist, explains that objects such as dolls, clothes, photographs, and other personal possessions of an intended target can be hexed, thereby indirectly imposing a spell on the person the object belongs to. And yes, in some cases, pins are thrust into dolls to cause the victim to experience headaches, stomach aches, and other maladies. The good news is that not just anyone can curse a doll or other object. It takes considerable skill and commitment. Many sorcerers are inexperienced or unable to follow through. Others are simply swindlers, says Father Amorth. If we take Father Amorth at his words and accept that there is a dearth of competent hexers out there, you wouldn't think that reports of weird or frightening doll behavior would be all that common. Yet the reports are numerous and are keeping paranormal investigators, clergy members, psychics, mediums, and other such specialists busier than ever.